In the last two videos that we watched, Hans Rosling and Sheryl Wedunn, they both made some very interesting points. Um, First of all, like Hans Rosling, I thought it was pretty remarkable how he broke it down to just simply technology and electricity and how that makes machines work gives women um, and exponentially grows their time in education and things like that. Specifically, he talked about when he started grabbing books um, out of the washing machine. He said his parents, his mother, had more time to learn English, more time to read to her son, who eventually became a professor and a very smart and well-educated man. Um, just because they had a washing machine, because she had extra time to spend. In technology like that, it makes a huge difference for women and equalizing that kind of thing. It's interesting to think about. I think Sheryl Dunn hits this point a lot. Is women have um, a chip on their shoulder makes them more successful, more driven, maybe even um, to driven to succeed. I don't know. I relate it to Boise State football where um, they used to win a lot more than they used to, and because they always had younger guys and younger and smaller guys, and they always had a chip on their shoulder because the big schools had passed them over, and so they were always able to it was that passion and desire that drove them to win more. And I think maybe the same thing for women. They've been so depressed or so suppressed and not given the opportunities that they wish they would have. Um, that it makes them driven and more successful. She says that at the closer to the end, she says it is the highest returns are girls' education. Is that they go on and they're more successful. Or she gave many instances where girls they succeeded in um, or excelled in their classrooms in primary and middle school and high school and just led their classes. Um, and I think that is then there's women are very driven and have such a capacity to be well educated um, and I think it's interesting to see how well they can. And it was interesting to hear what she said. Bill Gates um, said that if they don't start using more than half their resources, meaning more using more than educating the women there and using everybody, that they weren't going to become one of the top 10 um, technologically advanced countries. Um, and so I think it's interesting that they play a huge part in the developing your country and developing world. Um, in uh, in Laos, it's such a we play with. They have the same problem is that they have in rural areas that they spend so much time in the fields working for just minimal crop and even washing and not and having to go far distances for clean water and having to go into the bush to find food and resources to help them survive. That it um, it affects them and they're not able to spend so much time in the classroom or they're not able to spend the time learning or advancing their area and their community technologically. Um, and those are some of my thoughts. I think education. I have to go right along with Sheryl Wedunn. She's just women are very necessary for a developing country, and in their education and in their desire to grow and to develop.